Thursday. It doesn't feel good having your whole family forget your birthday. But Mom explained what happened. A few years ago, weeks, our refrigerator broke and we had to get a new one. But our calendar was on the fridge the repairman took away. And that calendar is what Mom uses to keep track of everything that's on the family schedule. When Mom got a new calendar, she put the pie contest on it, but forgot my birthday was on the same day. And I guess I could see how that kind of thing could happen. You would think Dad would have remembered his own son's birthday, but I guess if something's not on the calendar, it might as well not exist. And and he depends on Mom to remind him about stuff, just like the rest of us. Remember, you've got a haircut on Thursday. Grown. Okay, his mom is reminding his dad. In fact, I'm worried that once I leave home and don't have Mom to tell me what I'm supposed to do, I won't even know how to take care of myself. But after everything that's happened since the pie contest, I think Mom's finished being everyone's social secretary. On Sunday night, a story started going around on social media about what happened on Saturday, and I saw it on her computer screen. Mother forgets about child's birthday. Somebody in the pie contest must have posted the story to stick it with Mom. And my money's on Mrs. Fairweather, who took last place. I guess Mom's pretty annoyed for being singled out because she created a fake profile and posted something in the comment section. Good Mom 47. It feels like the child's father shares in the blame. All the other commenters want to know who the kid in the story is so they could send me something for my birthday. And I really have a problem with that. But Mom's worried that strangers are gonna start showing up at her house with cakes and presents. So she's trying to get everyone to back off. Concerned Parrot 48. I wish I knew where the kid lives so I could send him something. Good Mom 47. I'm sure the child's presents will make it up to him. Last night, Dad took me out for some birthday shopping. We ended up at the comic store, where I loaded up on a pile of the newest releases. I'll admit that I might have gone a little overboard, but I figured this was the time to do it. I was ready to check out at the cash register, but then a poster behind the counter caught my eye. Wanted, three-eyed Thieble, whatever. I was a little confused because a Thieble, whatever, is a MicroCreatures monster that only has two eyes. But the guy at the comic shop told me that the card company accidentally printed one with three eyes, and now it's worth a ton of money. When I asked him how much it's worth, he told me that the three-eyed Thieble could go for $100,000. I never thought trading a card could be worth that kind of money. Back in elementary school, everyone was crazy about micro creatures, and I had a whole collection of them that I kept in my plastic binder. Every time I'd get a few bucks, I'd go to the comic shop and buy more micro creature cards. But the problem was that they sold them in these fat foil packs, and you never know what you were gonna get when you open one. For every good card, you get a bunch of duds, and I must have gotten about like 15 Feebles, which are pretty worthless since they have the worst battle ranking out of all of the micro-creatures monsters. Luckily for me, Rowley loved Feebles, so I was always able to trade it with them for something better. Back then, everybody at school was trading micro-creature cards, and at lunchtime, cafeteria was like stock exchange. After a while, kids started trading micro-creatures cards for real stuff. And Mom wasn't too happy when I traded my winter jacket for two plick-ups and no, whatever. I'm not saying that. Things got so bad at school that the principal was spending half her day dealing with kids' arguments over micro creature cards. And I'm sure she had better things to do with her time. Eventually, the principal banned them and banned the trading cards on school property and set a lever to everyone's plan of spreading the situation. Dear parents, I'm writing to inform you that after considerable thought, I've made the decision to ban the popular micro features trading cards from school grounds affected immediately. My parents already knew about them because actually I'm not gonna read exactly. Okay, but parents already knew about MicroCreatures because that was right in the middle of the MicroCreatures secret craze, where grown-ups could use an app on their phones to track down monsters in this wild. And nobody was more addicted to it than Mom, who liked it because it got her body moving. Aha, found you! For a few months, it seemed like every grown-up in our town was playing MicroCreature Seeker, and it's a miracle no one got hurt. I borrowed Mom's phone to try the game, but I got kind of freaked out when MicroCreatures showed up inside our house. And when I discovered a people would using our toilet like a bird bath, that was done. After that, I started carrying protection with me just in case, because you never know what kinds of weird things might be buzzing around you. Swoosh, swish. The basic idea about the micro creatures world is that you capture these monsters and make them fight each other in an arena. And the more I think about it, the more uncomfortable I get with the whole concept. I'll put it to you this way: if kids were doing this sort of thing during recess with their pets, the cops would come and shut it down right away. After a while, micro creatures craze died down. Everyone on Wait, hold on. Was I on the right? Okay, I was. After a while, the micro creature craze died down, and everyone moved on to other things. But the company who make those cards had one more trick up their sleeve, because they introduced this new type of card with silver foil around the edges, and the silver foil was worth 50 of the regular kind. Even though the silver foil cards were super rare, this kid like Alex or Rude or whatever managed to get a whole bunch of them. And the way he did it was pretty smart. Alex realized that the pack with the silver full cards were a little heavier than the ones with regular cards inside. So he bought this fancy scientific scale to the comic store and only bought the packs that weighed more. I guess other people started doing the same thing, so eventually microcomputers stopped making the special silver foil cards. But I'm sure this rare three-eyed people will make everyone get microchip fever all over again. I'm probably pronouncing that word wrong all over again. Probably pronounce it right. I know it's got me fired up. The guy at the comic store said that no one knows where the three-eyed people card is, and it could pop up anywhere. So I put my comic books back on the shelves and got a bunch of microchip packs instead, hoping I get lucky. But all I got were a bunch of regular cards, including a normal two-eyed Thibault, and that stunk because it meant I wasted my birthday gift. I didn't know one person who might be willing to make a trade for what I got. Though unfortunately, Rowley told me he doesn't like Thibaults anymore, and that his new favorite is Honeypots. And sometimes I don't know about that boy.